So, to some of you guys who are not car people, this might not be as crazy, but to those of you who I'm guessing is the majority that watch my videos that do appreciate cars, this is a really cool one. This is a factory spice red 2006 Pontiac GTO, 11,200 miles on it. It is flawless. The weather stripping's in great shape. The interior leather package in great shape. It's so good. I'm gonna back this thing up just a little bit more, and we're gonna get started on the wheels. I pretty much enjoy every job that comes through my shop, but this one in particular I was insanely excited over. But the one thing that I love about this job is not just that it's a very low mile GTO, very rare configuration, it's spice red, no, it's none of that. It's the fact that the owner is just as passionate about his vehicle as I was, and that's something that doesn't come very often. You think it would, considering I have a lot of cool cars that come through the shop, and while most of the time, yeah, people do love their cars, this guy definitely had a passion for vehicles just like I do, and that was just a very nice collaboration. So stay tuned, this one's going to be a long one. I do apologize for the late upload. This weekend we hosted our very first ever Cars and Coffee with me hosting as well as Autoform. Stay tuned for this weekend's video. Should be back to normal on Sunday, and I'm gonna go over all that stuff. It was a lot of fun. So sit back, relax, grab you a snack, grab you a drink, press that like button, and let's get started. Way better. Now, when the owner found this car on Marketplace, it had been sitting for a little bit, so what you would expect, the engine bay got a little bit dusty, and because this is a low mile car and it's going to be shown off, we're going to go ahead and get it cleaned. We covered the alternator as well as the intake with a microfiber towel just to kind of protect everything from a pressure washer being blown around, and then we were good to go. still there. That's just wild. Now the one thing that needs to be made clear with this is that we're gonna be doing this in sections just like I usually do because some of it's in the sun. Are you leaving? Adios amigo. Later. Just a little tip for any of you guys who are in states that have a lot of sun, such as Florida here. Don't be afraid to do a car in segments. Start on the side with a foam cannon and a brush and all that that is most shaded, then work your way around. That way you can go in between with a pressure washer and make sure things stay wet. Oh, I didn't record that. I didn't press record, so we'll do it again. Now let's go ahead and talk about the foaming solution because something has changed here. I am still using Meguiar's D101 diluted 10:1 in the foam cannon, but instead of using Adam's car shampoo with it or something, I'm actually using Stoner Car Care's newest product, which is Moab, mother of all bubbles. Now I've been using this stuff for about a month, give or take, and I have not been allowed to talk about it, whether it be social media, on here, whatever the case, no. But I've used it on every single car that's come through the shop, so much so that I've already ran out. In the foam cannon, it works great. I use about 4.5 to 5 ounces in the foam cannon, foams up beautifully. As a wash soap, it works great as well, highly lubricated, and not just that, it's pH neutral, so if it does dry on the paint, you could just spray it off, it's not a big deal. All in all, it's another fantastic product from Stoner. They keep releasing bangers. If you're interested, down in the description there's a link, click it, get you some, let me know how it goes. They've been a sponsor of the channel for a long time now. What's beautiful about working with them is that if the product wasn't that great, I could give you an honest review of it, but I will tell you that this stuff is great. here, you see all these little black dots. Hopefully that shows up. I think it does. Those are gonna be tar deposits, and they are scattered all around the lower end. Here in Florida, we usually don't see that much of tar deposits on vehicles. It's more or less just iron from brake dust in the air. But in this case, I'm going to use Terminator, spray it on there, give it 30 seconds to a minute or so, and then I like to wipe it off with a tar dedicated microfiber. That really helps to just kind of wipe it off and then spray it away. But you can obviously just spray it away if you want to. I just feel like you get a better chance of getting rid of it with a microfiber. Now, if you guys remember the black Audi S3 we did on the channel, that car is currently in place of where I would usually pull a vehicle in after washing it in order to clay it. So because of that, we're going to go ahead and finish claying it outside in the driveway. That car does obviously eventually leave later on in the day, but I didn't want to just sit there and wait for it, and I don't want to disturb him because I want to be a nice friend, so we'll go ahead and get this thing nice and clayed out here. So we're going on to the next day with the GTO. Just fair warning, a little bit loud. I got fans going. It's getting hot in Florida again. But the plan for this car is to do a single stage, except for certain areas like the hood, the roof, and the trunk. We're going to be doing a multi-cut just to try to get near perfection the best as possible. Now, General Motors vehicles, thankfully, I know this one is Aussie. Please, gosh, comment, stop, I get it. But like, this is a General Motors vehicle, which means it's going to have medium-ish paint. It's not going to be crazy hard like a Mercedes or anything, or at least I'm hoping. You know, every time I get a car in, even if I've already done it, I try to do a little bit of research on the paint and try to find out what to look forward to. But I do have some products I got from a local guy. Alright, so the way I got these Menzerna products was actually from a customer of Tyler's who was getting a vehicle tinted, and he used to do detailing, and he had a bunch of Menzerna polishing products. This is their super intensive polish. So for those of you who may not know, Menzerna is a brand that's been around for a while. They make really quality polishing products. Everything like this has super intensive polish and ultra high gloss, whatever. A bunch of this stuff I got for a deal. A freaking deal. I'm so excited to use this today. We're going to be mostly using the super intensive polish because that's like a little bit more of a bitier perfect finish as from what I'm reading. I'll put a chart here to show what different stuff they have, but this should be fun. Let's go ahead and do a paint inspection. I've lost my scan grip, so good old trusty Adams. happy I don't have to do any crazy camera tricks with this car because the paint just shows damage so well. Thought that was gonna do the trick, and it sure did. Wow, that looks so insanely good. This is gonna be crazy. Oh my god. Needs refining and chasing some scratches, but what an insane improvement. So that turned out actually way better than I thought. I didn't expect it to correct that well, and I even went over the actual lettering just a hair, just to see if I can get it to whiten, more brighten up, and it sure did. So, and we didn't have any problems whatsoever. Now, whenever we go through to refine the paint, I'll go ahead and do that by hand as well, but that came out fantastic, man. I'm so happy about that.
There's a lot, so I can do it correctly.
It definitely looks a lot better, but that part in particular is going to have a bit thinner paint as well. I mean, you can even see where it's kind of burnt through. So I'm going to actually end that cutting process there. I know it's not perfect, but I care more about the integrity of the paint than the perfection of the paint. The rest of the car is going to be dang near perfect. I'd rather just leave that not perfect and just extremely glossy. Let's chase some scratches on the hood. And start the time lapse. And refining, I'm going to be using Menzerna's Super Finish. This stuff is considered their finishing polish. They do have obviously a couple compounds and stuff similar to Perfect Finish, which is like that medium cut area, and then a finisher. We're going to be using Rupes yellow pads. I love these pads. They're the best in the industry. I don't care what anyone says. After doing a couple test passes, I found that the finishing polish didn't have just enough bite to it. It needed a little bit more, so I went ahead and took Menzerna's intensive polish and I put 2 dabs of that on the pad along with 1 dab of their finishing polish, and that right there did the trick, hands down. opinion on it, and I'll be honest with you, it works fantastic. The blue top one, which is like the super polish, the final, fantastic gloss. The white top one, which is like the intensive polish, works just like perfect finish. One downfall, it is so insanely dusty. I mean, perfect finish is very dusty, but this is even more dusty. In the morning. I should have this thing coated by 10:30 at the latest. The reason this job took so long is because we were originally going to do a one-step around the entire car and then chase perfection on the hood, roof, and the trunk top, but kind of went overboard and I just did the entire thing. I was having so much fun with this car, and the color is just so crazy that I wanted to do it. I was very excited, so we got to figure something out here. doing the Drexler ceramic coating system. I've used this plenty of times on camera for you guys. It's a very good coating. Usually I only use G-Technics Crystal Serum or this stuff, and I thought I had enough CSL with EXO, but I do not actually. I'm going to be applying 2 coats of the Drexler, this stuff right here, and whenever you apply 2 coats and you leave like an hour in between or 2 hours in between coats, it gives it upwards of 5 years of protection. We live in Florida, so I'll just be real with you guys. Whenever a coating says 3 to 5 years or 10 years, whatever, you know, I don't know. I don't really trust it. When it comes to G-Technics products, at the very least, I know for a fact that it lasts upwards of 4 years at this point, because I've had my own personal hands on cars that have lasted that long. But the Drexler coating, I know for a fact, is for sure at the bare minimum 2 and still going strong on the blue, the steel blue E46. So I do know Drexler's is going to be a quality product. Listen, if you're here in Florida or any other place like Arizona or something that has a lot of sun, and a detailer tells you, oh yeah, I mean, you'll get a full 5 years out of this coating or a full 10 years. I guess if it's Modesta, like it's gonna last a long time, but even if you take care of your car and there's a lot of harsh UV rays, I'm going to coin on the idea it's gonna be 3, maybe 4. That's just realistic. I tell every customer that, like, hey, this is a 5-year coating, but realize we live in Florida. If you take care of your car immaculately, probably 4. It's just the reality of it. Got a coat everywhere. the video, I've been pretty much quiet the rest of the time with voiceovers because, well, I didn't want to talk over what was going on. This car was a joy to do, and I wanted to genuinely sit back, relax, and have the music playing and only speak whenever my big fat face came on the camera. This vehicle was just absolutely insane, and I went over and beyond what we were originally supposed to do to it. Originally, it was supposed to be a single stage polish around the rest of the car, and then kind of chase perfection on the roof, hood, top of the trunk, but instead, I ended up keeping it for quite a long time and just chasing perfection because I personally felt like this car deserved perfection. I went way over budget on this. I went way over the time amount that I wanted to, but I kind of planned for that. I don't know why. I just saw the car and I wanted to go that hard on it. So I'm going to kind of wrap things up right here, right now. We got the wheel faces coated with Gion's Q2 rim as usual. Got the tires prepped with some Terminator and then coated them with Meguiar's hyper dressing. Otherwise, just an absolutely amazing detail. I think this one might have taken first place for one of my most enjoyable ones. I really genuinely enjoyed doing this. So if you made it this far and you liked the video, please show me by leaving a like. And if you like car content, go ahead and press subscribe and ring that bell to know every single time I upload a video. Otherwise, I'm going to end it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the ending cinematic because it is worth every single second of watch time. And with that, I leave you. Goodbye. See you next week. Adios.